Check 1 2 3. 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 Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between. Welcome back to Spartan923 Gaming. I'm your host, Spartan923, aka Firehawk5150, aka Lucas, and I'm at this low angle because I didn't fix my camera. So, we are back on the build table with the great Sabre, working and finishing up the front legs here, and then rolling into the back legs. We are getting close to the end of this lovely build. I tell you, this was one from my birthday, and I am so happy to have finally been able to build it. I love building these big ones. Maybe I'm getting too good at it. I don't know. Not really liking how my hair looks today. I'm feeling kind of self-conscious about it, but I'm not... I'll just address right now. I'm thinning very horribly. I am not bald, but I am thinning really badly. And I am trying not to be stressed as much. I am using stuff to try to regenerate it, or at least thicken it slightly. But as right now, I've just, it's a thing. Anyway. My brain. We are, as far as our schedule goes, Tuesday we will be back in Subnautica, continue our journey deeper into the depths of this planet. I've been getting a bunch of supplies and all that stuff, so my brain just stop. You look fine, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. Alright, continuing our journey deeper into the depths, I've got a ton of supplies to help build depth modules and upgrades, and I can definitely now get the fire suppressant system in on the Cyclops, and I can show you what that does for those of you who've never seen it happen. We're also at 165 followers. That is 5 away from our 170 follower goal, so I'd like to hit that by the end of the year, so let's try to get to that goal, shall we? Don't forget to join our Discord over at Spartan923 Gaming on Discord. Come have a chat with us, the stream team, or the other people of the community. Ask us questions, suggest games, play games with us. We would love to have you. So, definitely would love to have you guys there. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and ring the bell over at our YouTube, Spartan923 at YouTube. We'd definitely like to have you guys come check out all of our videos since day one. The crappiest to the now just crappy. Yeah, I'm not good at this. Also, if you want to help out the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because subscribing not only gets rid of those pesky ads, but it helps us out with server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, model kits, and diapers from little baby Bray. So, and with that, I really don't have much else to say. We're going to get the camera fixed. We're going to get to the build. So let's get to it. Look awesome, my friend. Look awesome. Anyway, I don't know why I have the Amazing Digital Circus in my head, but I do. Hey, Clay. Nice to see you. Did you finally get all your drops for GTA? Oh yeah, if anyone doesn't know, there is a current drop run going off for GTA right now. Uh, it's E. Cola versus Sprunk. I got my 10 hours in and got all my stuff, so you get a cool, I think, 2 million and a few jumpsuits, I believe. But here's the trick: you gotta watch, you gotta do each one individually. You can't do both at once. So yeah, it's kind of a thing. But if it's something you want, go for it. Oh, by the way, Clay. Boop boop. Man, that is a chunky leg. Look at that. That thing is thick, boy.
So I'm glad I got a lot of stuff done today because that gives tomorrow to be kind of a day off. Hopefully we could just knock some stuff off in the morning and then head out to do something with the little guy. So Yeah. Uh, so this is probably a story I've told already, maybe. I'm not sure, but um, I found it funny, and my boss brought it back up, and I remember I asked her if I could have permission to tell it. I think she told me that I could, just not mention names. I don't think she really gave me any names, so I think I'll be fine. Uh, when she was on vacation recently, well, it wasn't really vacation, it was more of a trip to visit an elderly relative. And this is a set in their ways kind of person, in the sense of kind of racist, kind of sexist, kind of anti me, so to speak. Um, and uh, he's like in his 80s, like near the grave kind of time, so not really a concern for me. But apparently he also has a younger girlfriend, like 60s, 70s, give or take. Um, but so she's a little better, but not that great. So they let me check one thing here. Sorry. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Sorry. Um. Uh. But so she was sitting in on a conversation with this, and they were talking about a relative who happens to be gay, and of course, I hear this, and I'm like, go on. And he's like, the apparently the older gentleman didn't really say much, but the girlfriend was like, "Oh yeah, he's decided to take the gay path in life." And I'm like, and then she looks at me and goes, "Lucas, when did you decide to walk down the gay path?" And I'm like, "Well, if you mean the LGBT path, I think I've been doing it since high school." I think I found out I was on the path early college. Like, there's not really an obvious sign sometimes if you're not looking for it. Who's got leg? I've got leg. So, Clay, if you're still listening, when did you realize you were on the gay path? Did it present itself to you openly, or did you just find out over time? It's not like there's a giant billboard saying, "Hey, go this way." At least not to me. I think Clay disappeared. Damn it. So I never really think I fully explained how I came to realize. Uh, well, at first I thought I was bi. So what happened? I will explain that I was going into school for graphic design, and I was leaving town. During high school and junior high, I had inklings of like the whole like no homo syndrome, which was I'm not against guys like that, and I can say guys are good looking, but I doesn't mean that I'm gay. But I never really dwelled too much on it. I had a steady girlfriend at the time, though we were going into a long distance thing, and then eventually that did not work out for reasons on both sides. And yeah, but damn it. Mm. But so in graphic design, we were encouraged to find artwork that we liked and and were encouraged to like study and critique it and find out different types of it and stuff like that. So as any early college student, late high school student would do, I of course went to the internet, and there were things I found. One thing that I was really into was a site that I was involved with. 18 plus channel here, folks. Which had a lot of clean furry art. And I was like, this is technically art. And none of it was pornographic. It was all clean work. So I don't think they'll argue with me with that. And the thing is that there were artists that were very ambiguous with the genders of their characters. They would not state like what it was except in the tags. So you'd see a lot of very feminine figured males. So I'd kind of see like, well, that's rather nice and stuff like that. And then I'd start like looking at comics and stuff like that, and some of the more adult stuff, but that never ended up in my schooling. And that's when I was like, maybe I do like guys. And so another thing of millennial college students is a lot of us were part of chat rooms, big chat rooms. Let's see, I was part of a lot on, surprise, surprise, Rooster Teeth had chat rooms. But also I'd find like Yahoo chat rooms and stuff like that. And I started like talking to guys, and some of them were rather like, oh, no, I'm not into that shit. No. Like, very macho. Oh, no, touch the pee-pee, no. Like, God, I hate that terminology. Ugh. No, touch the wiener, no. Like, okay, so this is a touchy subject. Got it. So, moved on from that, and just was like, okay, fine. And then I did find some guys that were like, oh, okay, well, how about we talk about this? And see how you feel, and we'll go from there. And so we would baby step into things, and slowly but surely we get around to it. And that ended up working out. I had a few online boyfriends that we would talk and flirt and all that other stuff. Then, of course, I started reaching out started finding people in real life and going on dates and stuff like that. After me and my girlfriend at the time had broken up, when I started kind of exploring that more. But all of them at that time, being in college, it's more of just like a let's explore and discover things kind of thing instead of like a serious kind of thing. So I had a kind of a fast turnaround when it came to guys. Some of them I just didn't really like. Some of them I did like, but they ended up either moving away or quitting college or something like that to do kind of stuff. I know one guy quit because he wanted to become like a traveler, like just live on the roads and travel kind of thing. And I'm like, I support this, but so. But yeah, no, it really. I mean, there were some guys that I, I dated across the guy spectrum. I dated one guy who's a bit of a, bless his heart, a little bit of a dum dum. He was big guy, definitely on a scholarship, a sports scholarship. Not the brightest tool in the shed, but he was a sweetheart, big snuggle bear. But he also just was a dude kind of guy. He's just kind of like, oh, I want to go hang out with the guys, stuff like that. Oh, you want to come with? We're gonna go hang out at the sports bar, stuff like. I really don't like the sports bar, but okay, fine. And he'd sometimes be like, well, how do we go somewhere you want to go? And like, oh, well, that's sweet. And he'd try, but it wasn't gonna work out. It never was gonna work out. He was just too dumb. And in all honesty, if I'm going to be kinda honest about it, he was not the most. And of course, people are gonna be like, "It was college. Of course, he wasn't." I'm like, he wasn't the best in bed. So, I really kind of he knew one move, and that was it. And it was like the move you're thinking: in, out. That was it. In, out. Speed up a little. That was it. Nothing impressive. So, yeah, no, I wasn't gonna. I'm like, I need a bit more excitement in my life. So, I kind of like, I just, after a while, I'm like, yeah, you're sweet, but I don't think this is really what I'm after. I'm not really a sports person. You're a big sports kind of guy, and I'd rather you go with someone that you'd want to. He turned that around so fast. I mean, he had a girl on his arm by the next week, so yay for him. Um, So yeah, it. And then there was one guy who was a bit more feminine, a bit more of a type that if I had if we both had wanted to, probably would have continued on, but I think we both near the end was like I was dealing with a lot of shit and college wasn't going my way. I kind of had a bit of a thing up in the little town. People say it's a city, it's a town. That I was up in. Apparently, it was one of those like, oh, we accept everyone except your kind here kind of town. And I think I maybe saw like one rainbow flag up there. That was it. But yeah, no, but also mostly just college was not working out for me up there, and I was kind of planning on going back home and just trying again back there, and I was like, whatever. So we kind of grew apart, and he kind of moved on. Good for him. And I wasn't too. I was sad, but it just wasn't meant to be between us. So. So, then I moved back here. I was mostly online with guys while I was here. And then I was going to school for psychology. And I was still talking to guys online. I was like, at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with guys for a while. I seem to hook up better with guys at the moment. And that was that. Well, then when I was going to school, there was this one kind of punky looking girl that I would hang out with and all that. Real sweetheart. And I also met up with a old ex of mine that I hadn't seen in a while. Her and I had dated long ago. And we were hanging out for a bit. Nothing super serious. But then we found out that her now ex husband, or I don't think you could really call him a husband because he was a domestic abuser, apparently became dangerous, and her and her kid ended up going into, or moving, I believe, into protective services, or moving for protection, or something along those lines. And good on them. They are doing so much better. Their kid is, I believe, starting college, or going to school where they want to go to school as the transition gender that they are. So congratulations to him. Good on him. I am so proud of him. And she is doing very well. So, as last I checked. But during that, I was talking to this punky girl for a while. And we started hanging out and doing stuff. And we were both kind of like, nah, no, it's nothing. She thought I was gay. So, I was like, yeah, no. It's like, nah. My mom's like, oh, I think she likes you. I think she likes you. I'm like, no, you're wrong. How dare you? Like, no. And I almost said, like, Ma, I'm not really interested in women right now. But again, my brain was immediately like, no, not time to blow that. Not time to blow that pot lid off yet. And but anywho, we moved along. Oh, both legs are done. Oh, almost done. I still got caps. And at the time, this punky girl was dating someone. So I was like, there's no way they'd be interested in me. And like I said, I wasn't looking for girls at the time. But sure enough, down the road, a text message in the evening resulted in a good 20-30 minute conversation. Realized that this person had feelings towards me. And after that conversation, feeling like a complete idiot after naming off every boyfriend or every boy that we hung around with as the possible suitor, she told me it was me. And several years later, I married her. And she was been fully accepting of my sexuality and my identities and all that stuff. We share a lot of things. How we met was through some type of furry thing, so to speak. And we were also super nerds, so... Am I a furry? Well, I might be. I mean... I don't have a suit, but I think you could probably say I am. And it doesn't really bother me if people like that about me or not. And yes, I laugh like a complete nutcase when someone does the whole furry test joke. I find it hilarious. All right, we got our legs done. Front two legs done. I think we might take Bray out tomorrow to go see some trains. There's a place in town that has a lot of old trains that I think he'd like to go see. Interesting. So, how... Well, as I said, my wife was fine with it. The thing that is that when we started dating, I was upfront about everything about me. I said, this is how I identify, this is kind of person I am. I have not told my parents. I don't plan to tell my parents because it's not out of fear. It's more out of just, I didn't want to cause them problems. And and she was like, okay, that's fine. That is fine. And when we were further along, we were like talking about other things, and I said, I think I might be this, and would you be? And then we both were kind of interested in the idea of poly and stuff like that. So we sat down, we had a long conversation. For the record, for anyone who's ever considering a poly relationship, if you do not feel comfortable with your partner with someone else and can't express that discomfort and think you can handle a poly relationship, you aren't ready for a poly relationship. There is so much trust you need for a poly relationship that you cannot just go into it blindly and say, I'm good with this. You aren't. Believe me, it took me a while before I considered it. The thing probably made it easier for us was that Rio being ace really didn't make me too uncomfortable. That eventually I got my head around it, that I was like, if she wanted to, I know she'd be respectful. The thing I constantly said to any potential partner was that if things were going to kick off between us, that Rio is first and foremost. I will not be convinced to leave her. I will not be convinced to not tell her things. I will not be convinced to change myself or to do anything without involving her. And I've had several people say, okay, can't do that. That's not my plan. I'm like, okay, well, then not. And whenever I've heard them go, well, that's not how I feel, I would be like, well, maybe I just dodged one hell of a bullet. So, because, I mean, yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. But usually, any ones that we interacted with, usually like down the road, or like after a few weeks or a few months, were like, no, this doesn't work for me. And it wasn't like they were jealous or anything. They just like, no, because they'd be like, the thing is that I think with most of the relationships we did have, I was usually, I'm like, you are more than welcome to date anyone. You don't need my permission to. This was for our third. Don't need my permission to. With Rio, if she wanted to date someone, we both have a rule that we would like to meet anyone that we were getting serious with. And by serious, like anything more than just like flirting or talking. um, to just get a feel for them. And I mean, we also, if anything, we did say if it's anything online and it's not getting into real life, then that's not really anything we're concerned about. And that's that. But when it does kind of bleed over into real life, I always make sure to say, hey, I've been talking to this person. I'd like you to talk with them and meet them and give your opinion if you think this would work. And she has approved some. So, but yeah, Rio's always part of my decision process. And with Bray and everything, if we were to open the, like, be back on that again, she has her own criteria now that I also share, that we don't go for anyone who would endanger him. So yeah, it does kind of shorten the pool a bit, but we haven't been like super active in a while as far as that goes. Like I said, we aren't opposed to it, but we would have to say, well, we do have a kid. We have to schedule around that, which it's not a problem. And the AI's back. Does Rio have a type? Kinda. Alright, I know we're getting towards the end here. We're going to finish up both these parts. All right. Last part. Do people judge me for poly? Some do. Some think it's weird. Some think it's odd. But when it's a decent person who's willing to listen and hear, like, everything about it and actually learn instead of being a closed-minded bigot, they realize that it's actually a lot more involved than what they assumed of it. And then they're like, wow, this is like it. Why would it? They didn't go, why would anyone want to have that? With how involved it is. I'm like, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of understanding, a lot of trust, and a lot of maturity to be in it. And anyone who says it's glorified cheating, no. It's not. A lot of people have used it as an excuse to cheat. But I will say that most of those people end up finding out that their partner, who they were like tired of or something, and they wanted to rejuvenate their relationship by adding spice and all this other stuff. They find out that their partner, who initially probably wouldn't have been for it, that they had to convince to be in this relationship, ends up doing better than them, and then they end up being jealous and end up like ruining everything because they're jealous that their partner, who they were doing this to get away from them or cheat on them, ends up doing exactly what the person wanted, which is date other people and stuff like that and be intimate and all that. And they end up not scoring at all. And the other partner, who wasn't really for it but gave it a shot, ends up doing better than them. All right, and with that, we are going to call it here. So next week, we will be continuing with the hind legs and the weaponry. Oh boy, there's a lot. We will see how this goes. We may finish next week, we may not. There's a lot left. So, but we are past our time, and I have done what I was going to do, and I promised I would stop. So, we got two chunky front legs. We've got the body and the head. Next time will be the back legs and the weapons. Hopefully the weapons go fast. So awesome there. Yeah. So
I've got to go. I definitely have to tonight finish planning for our little family day tomorrow. I might be getting up early tomorrow, so. But I hope you guys enjoyed the evening, enjoyed the build. I know it was quieter than normal. Like I said, I was tired. I know I got chatty at the second half, though, because someone raised a good question. So I just decided to run with it. I can't wait to see this thing done. It's always good to have these tiger lion ones just to see, because they just their builds are so chunky. I like it, and I wish I could afford an Iron Kong, because that would be another cool build. But I had to make a few different purchases recently, and it cut into my funds. So I'm trying to keep $100 in my PayPal constantly because of a game that I paid for November. So, anyway, this video should be up 4:30 p.m. Central U.S. time. The other one should be up either tonight or early tomorrow morning. I will definitely be on it, folks. I'm sorry, I am not going to jump. Last time, I went immediately to bed after stream because I was so tired. And I was so mentally exhausted from a bad day. So, yeah. So, as far as... Oh, I better tilt my camera. As far as anything, I'm sorry. I just keep seeing my thinning head and it is bothering me. I'm sorry. And for the record, the doctor has talked to me about like pills and stuff for it, but it says that it could really sink my like libido, and I'm not sure I'm ready to give that up yet. Well, the thing is also, other things have been done that said we're supposed to sink my libido, but haven't. So, anyway. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, videos. So the video should be up tonight and then up tomorrow 4:30 p.m. Central U.S. time. As far as our schedule goes, Tuesday we'll be back in Subnautica, continuing our dive deeper into the planet, and then Thursday maybe Subnautica 2, maybe GTA. We will see what happens. It's up in the air at the moment, but depending on what our what info we get, we will find out. So, and then next Saturday we'll be continuing this. Will we finish? I don't know. Do I think that I'll end up pushing way longer than I should? I hope not. I really hope not. We're gonna try. And if I end up having enough for one more episode, I will save it for one more episode, and then we'll just start the deep icing after that one. So, we are at 165 followers. That's 5 away from our 170 follower goal. So we'd like to hit that by the end of the year. So please tell your friends, family, whoever's on Twitch, come drop us a follow. We'd appreciate it. We'd love to have them here. Don't forget to join our Discord over at Spartan93 Gaming on Discord. Come chat with the community, with the stream team. Suggest games, ask questions, play games with us. We'd like to have you. It's a fun little community. A little quiet right now, but it's a fun little community. A lot of my friends, LGBT safe. We don't really discuss a lot of politics or anything. We just come there for fun. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, ring the bell over to YouTube, Spartan923 at YouTube. And, yeah. Where all of our videos since day one are. You can see me from super, super terrible to just terrible. And lastly, if you want to help out the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because subscribing not only gets rid of the ads that are going to happen in about 50 seconds, but it also helps us out with server fees, maintenance fees, groceries, model kits, and diapers for little baby Bray. And with that, thank you guys for coming out here. Remember to get out there, discover, explore, create, innovate. We will see you here next time on Spartan93 Gaming. Love you guys. Take it easy. Let's get you guys out of here before the ads kick in. Yeah, ditch the ads. Ruin my income. Nah.